Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to some DC Universe Online. I tried doing this like live, but something happened. My Audacity decided to become retarded. I don't know what it did. It like pretty much froze on me, and then I tried to save it. Well, actually, I tried to render it first as a MP3 file, but it didn't work. So instead of trying to like lose all my information, I saved it like a genius, and it saved it to like 259 little MP3 files, and I do not want to piece them together back to back to back because that's 259 pieces that I have to do, and that's a lot I have to do. So what I'm doing pretty much is doing a voiceover on my second video, and third video, and fourth video. I think on my second video actually is I'm gonna say that I'm gonna try to piece it together. I don't remember what I said, it was done a while back, but I'm gonna try to do this as much as I can. Try to explain why I'm playing this game, a little bit about myself once again, and all that fun stuff. So, just recently one of my friends, All Hell Daniel, told me that DC Universe was free on the PlayStation Network. And I remember I wanted to play this game because, of course, you can make your own superhero, your own villain. Who doesn't want to do that? But I ended up being a superhero because two of my friends, which is All Hell Danny, of course, and his girlfriend, have this game as well, and they're playing it as superheroes. And his favorite character is Batman. So, of course, his mentor is going to be Batman, and then his girlfriend's mentor is going to be Wonder Woman, because her favorite character is Wonder Woman. Now, for me, I'll explain why I'm playing this game. I used to play World of Warcraft for high school for about 3 years. It was fun at the time, but then started noticing that it started taking away too much of my life, too much of my time, too much of my money, and just I wasn't a social bug anymore. I was pretty much just wanting to go home, play video games. I think I got like one ticket because I was speeding from school to home to play, and that was a stupid mistake. But it's in the past. I'm glad I'm not playing. Well, I'm not so glad. I still want to play. I remember checking my raw armory for my friends that I used to play with. They're all level 85 now. Well, two of them out of the couple that I played with. But it's all good. I checked my stats to see if I could see them, but since I've been inactive for 3 years, stopped in 07, it's 2011 now, my information is not going to be there, of course, because my account has been cancelled. So the only other way I can replay that game is beg Blizzard or whoever it is to see if I can play that game all over again and then start paying 15 bucks, which is what I don't want to do. So for this game, I remember looking it up, and it was an MMO game, which was just like World of Warcraft, multimedia. No, oh, I completely failed. But anyways, it was multiplayer, something online. I forgot what the other M stands for. I'll probably remember later on in the little commentary that I'm doing right here. But my main was a Blood Elf Paladin. He was holy he was holy at first because I thought healing was cool, but then all of a sudden I thought tanking was cool, so I was a healer cross tank. I had a lot of healing gear and I had some tank gear, and then I was doing a lot of instances and a lot of raids where I was actually getting a lot of tank gear because the guild leader at the time loved the way I spoke when I healed, and they said that I should be a good tank or whatever, whatnot. But anyways, when I went into this game, I wanted to base it against one of my alternate characters, which was a undead priest, shadow priest, and I had the most fun with him. I did a lot of DPS, which is damage per second, and this is what I'm going to base my character on. My character is going to be a sorcerer, and I believe he's going to be shaded sorcerer because I couldn't think of anything in my alt was named shaded priest, I believe. I don't remember, but yeah, I'm going to be a shaded, or I'm going to be a sorcerer for a hero. And I was looking at the mentors that I could be. Batman is more for gadgets and all that stuff. Superman really didn't go along with what I wanted to do. And then Wonder Woman, since she does powers and all that stuff, she ended up being the mentor I chose, which was kind of funny. But in this video, I pretty much show my customization, what I do, how I did stuff, how I wanted my character to be. I actually seen a video ahead of time of how somebody went through every character, every custom set, every hairline, every uniform piece, gloves, capes, you know, he did everything. It was like a 35-minute video, and I was watching this video while this video game was downloading. It took me about 15 hours. I really don't know, because I remember the last time I sent a message to my friend I was 7 hours in and only 42% done with all the download content that needs to be done to play the game. So I went to sleep. When I woke up, of course, 7 hours later, which was like 8 o'clock, it was done. And I was so stoked. I was like, yes, I finally get to play. And then, being my main sorcerer, I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna do a lot of DPS, a lot of range DPS. So right here, what I'm doing is I'm choosing this suit costume, or the skin costume, which I wanted to be demonic, because if I'm gonna be a sorcerer, I was in between the bionic one and the demonic one, but I chose the demonic one because, of course, sorcery, 2 people is evil, and it just fit. And then a lot of the costumes that I had picked out were like metal. It was the metal arm brackets, the metal belt. I think it was the metal boots as well. You'll see it later on. But I chose a lot of stuff I wanted to do for my character. But something ended up happening. I'm not sure if I was taking too long customizing my character, if I pressed triangle to abort. I don't know what happened, but it ended up me redoing my character all over again. So this video is probably going to be cut in a certain point, and it may look different, it may not. I haven't really went through it, but that was a fun part. So yeah, there you have it. I was Holy Priest for World of Warcraft. Played it for a good 4 years, not really 3 years, but 4 years, $15 a month. You could do the math, that's a lot of money. And when I found out about this game, I thought it was super awesome, up until the point that they said it's gonna be $15 monthly all over again, and I didn't want to go down that track anymore. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna spend money online anymore. The reason why I came to PS3 was because all of your gameplay is gonna be free, of course. Half of my friends, or the majority of my friends that I know, play Xbox, and that's a subscription fee. You have to pay the gold membership, silver, whatever you pay, the 3-month, the 1 year. I didn't feel like doing that. I did not feel like being obligated to play once I paid for something, because that's how it was with World of Warcraft. Even though sometimes I got bored of a game, just because I knew I was paying for it, I was obligated to play. And I don't feel like being obligated to play any video games. I want to play video games for fun, for me, for the person that I like to do things on my spare time. Like before, I wouldn't really have a hobby. My hobbies wouldn't. I really don't know what you can consider a hobby for me, since I did a lot. I'm not gonna get into my history, but yeah, I really missed World of Warcraft. I'm not gonna deny that. It was a game that I really look forward to playing for a couple years. Ended up not playing it anymore. I feel like making those free trials, those 15-day trials or whatever day trials, and playing all over again just to get to like level 15 and then stop, which is gonna suck. But this game goes up to level 30, so that's a plus for me. I've seen a couple videos here and there to prep myself to see what kind of sorcerer I'm gonna be, because I want to be a full DPS sorcerer. I can possibly do healing, but I don't want to get into healing anymore. Something that I know I could be good at, I know I can do, but healers aren't as fun when you go into like big instances. Like if you have a boss fight, of course there's going to be the main tank. He's going to take the aggro for the majority of the fight, and then there's your DPS, which is your damage per seconds, which is the people that go off to the side or behind the boss and try to kill him as quick as they can to add on to the damage that the tank is doing. And then you have your healers. And all you healers do pretty much is you don't even have to pay attention to the game fight. You don't even have to worry what's going on around you. All you have to do is pay attention to your tank. If you're the main healer, which was I was about 90% of the time, every single time I was healing, I would always main tank heal, because my crits at the time, I believe, were like 1300, 3K. It's been a while, but when I would stack up my buffs and stack up all my stuff, the tank would be at like half health, and I could bring them to full health in one super heal buff, or not heal buff, but super heal move. And I think that's why they wanted me as the main person. And then on top of that, paladins are like the main healers because they wear plate armor, which is if they do get attacked, their health doesn't go down as much as like a priest, which was a squishy in terms that if they get hit 3 or 4 times they can die, compared to a paladin healer where they could get hit 2 or 3 times and maybe be at like half health, 3/4 health. They don't lose as much. So I don't want to heal anymore. It wasn't fun for me. I didn't like paying attention to one person doing all the action and then spamming one button, which was your major heal, and then maybe 2 or 3 buttons for your flash heals. It wasn't fun for me. And then when I became the tank, I was like, oh man, this is awesome. I could stack up my moves, I could stack up whatever I'm doing. I can pay attention more to the boss fight instead of paying attention to if anybody else around me is dying. The only thing that you would have to pay attention to is whenever you lose aggro or aggro, when you have a bunch of people around you. Like let's say if you're in a boss fight and there's 3 trash people around him, you have to make sure you have control of them attacking you and not attacking anybody else in your party, because it kind of sucks when you have other people dying and then they blame it on you because somebody out DPS'd you or out damaged you, which is what I want to do in this game. I want to do instances where I'm in a party and people tell me, you know what, you need to calm down with your DPS, you're doing way too much damage and the tank can't hang, which I believe is awesome. I used to hear that all the time whenever I do raids in World of Warcraft. I would always hear like somebody saying, hey, you need to back down, or hey, you need to do this to like make sure the tank is holding most of the aggro. There would be at times where I would look at my friend and he would run around me in circles like 4 or 5 times and then start attacking, because that's how much damage he was doing, that he would take the boss, well not the boss, but like the main tank would lose aggro and then it would attack my friend, which is the DPS, rather than the tank, which was really funny because the tanks would get really mad. And yeah, that's what I want to do here. I want to piss people off. I want to be able to like one-shot people or put a bunch of dots, which is damage over time, stack up my buffs, and be able to do massive DPS to certain people. And then this video is coming up short. It's about to cut in a little bit, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut off eventually sometime in this little voiceover commentary, and then I'm gonna re-voice it over to see where I can start off again, because, well, I could actually show you what happened. I don't know, I was done doing my boost, I was checking everything, I was like, okay, I'm set, I'm sorcery, my mentor is Wonder Woman, I have the mask that I want, I have the wings that I want. Actually, I didn't want those wings anymore. I actually changed them in the second portion. I don't think I got the gloves or the boots. I don't remember what I did for the second one, but it pretty much looked the same. And then the color palette, I changed it where you can actually change what kind of color your character you want it to be. You can make it red, you can make it black, pink, green, any color you want. And there it is. I don't know what happened, but I'll come back eventually and do the voiceover again.